Last Jedi is finally here from writer-director Rian Johnson, the director behind Brick, Looper, and several great Breaking Bad episodes, including Ozymandias, which was in Season 5. If you've seen Breaking Bad, that episode is amazing, and so I was really excited for this film, as has the entire world been, because Force Awakens left off on that cliffhanger, and we have to see what happens after that. So The Last Jedi is about Rey finally finding Luke Skywalker, giving him his lightsaber, and adventure continues. Yeah, I'm not telling you anything else about this film. That's all you need to know. There's a good chance that you've already seen this movie, but this review is still going to be spoiler-free just in case. I really enjoyed this movie. I think this is a damn good Star Wars movie. In fact, I would say this is one of the best ones. I think Rian Johnson over here has done something absolutely incredible with the Star Wars franchise. I can't wait to see how Episode 9 will turn out after this, even though I know he's not directing it. But I do want to see what he's going to do with that trilogy that he has now got to make. I'm really excited for his prospects in this entire saga and this universe, because The Last Jedi is the most bold and risk-taking Star Wars movie I've ever seen. Certain plot decisions are made over here that I've never seen before in a movie like this, and certain dynamics are handled in a way over here which, again, I have not seen before in a Star Wars movie. How certain character motivations are handled and how they actually have an impact over many decisions that are made here and there regarding how events play out in the film. And Rian Johnson has done that a lot in movies of his before, with movies like Looper in particular, where a character is about one ideal for the most part of the film, and then suddenly, halfway through the film, ideals start to change until it leads to a very unexpected finale. I'm sorry, a porg was... It's just stupid tape. Sometimes it just doesn't stick, and I have to keep putting it back, and it's coming off again. And the way Rian Johnson really handles these character motivations is very good in this, because he inflicts his own style onto this film, and he doesn't try to make it very different from stuff he's made before. That makes the film very dark at points. This is a very tonally different film from other Star Wars movies as well. This is a very funny movie. There's a lot of entertainment to be had here, but it's also a very dark movie at points when it needs to be, and there are some very sinister sequences involved, which make the film quite interesting in many different points. As far as performances go, Daisy Ridley is once again amazing as Rey. I think her performance in this movie is actually better than her performance in The Force Awakens, which is quite something. She's really great over here. Finn, John Boyega, once again, really entertaining, really charismatic. I really love his presence on screen. It's great to see him again. Oscar Isaac, Poe Dameron, once again, is really great. Carrie Fisher, here, this is a tough one, because Carrie Fisher was a huge hero. She was a huge inspiration to a lot of people, a lot of young girls, and not just young girls, actually. She was a huge inspiration to a lot of people, the idea of this really strong female character. And I personally loved Leia. I thought she was an amazing character, and Carrie Fisher was a huge part of my growing up, and so when she passed, it was a devastating blow to me. So while watching this movie, you're definitely upset a lot, just like, oh man, this is the last time I'm going to see her. She's great in this movie, by the way. She's really quite something. She has a few scenes which are phenomenal scenes in terms of Star Wars. Can't wait for you to see the movie so that you can find out what those scenes are. And I think this is a perfect send-off to her character and her career and her life. I mean, this is an excellent way of showcasing that. Adam Driver as Kylo Ren, once again, is amazing as well. I really can say that about all the performances. Every single performance in this film was fantastic. But the standout, the one I really have to talk about, is Mark Hamill. This is a beautiful performance. His work in this film might actually be the best work he's ever done in his entire career. I think he absolutely killed this particular film. This was amazing work, and I think as Luke Skywalker, his most compelling easily. He's really come a long way since wanting to go to the Tashi station to buy some power converters. This is also a stunning looking film, not just the cinematography, which I have to say, some shots in this film are some of the best I've seen in the saga. There is one shot in particular, one shot, which might just win best shot of the saga. It was beautiful to look at. It was an amazing shot, and your jaw would drop when you see that shot. Oh my god, I can't wait to talk to you about it in the spoiler review. So excited about that. The visual effects in this film are beautiful. They are as top-notch as it gets when it comes to a movie like this, and that's definitely noticeable. The score by John Williams in this, I think, is considerably better than The Force Awakens, even though I do really like the score in The Force Awakens. I should mention that. I do think, however, his score in this one is much stronger, it's much more impactful. There are things about how Force Awakens sounded a little rushed, because apparently it was rushed a little bit. I can't really confirm or deny that, but in this one, it definitely sounds like he worked a lot on certain themes and certain ways characters are going to be handled. And the way it's written as well. Rian Johnson, I mean, this guy he's doing such a good job with this. I really can't praise him enough. He is going to do such a great job with the rest of his movies in the Star Wars universe. I really can't wait to see what else he does. This is such a well-written story. The way certain surprises are given to us. There are so many moments in this film where you'll expect something to happen and something else might happen, or you never know what'll happen. And the film has a lot of surprises like that, and they're very crowd-pleasing. Everybody in my theater was cheering away to glory, and I'm so glad people enjoyed it. And I can't wait for you guys to see it so you guys know all the things I'm talking about. That all said and done, I don't think this is a flawless movie. I have only but one issue with this film. It's a kind of issue which I guess some people would kind of get removed, but in my opinion, it does kind of hit the movie a little bit, and that's Finn's storyline. He is with this technician named Rose, who he meets on the Resistance ships. Rose is played by a debut actress named Kelly Marie Tran. Now, she's good in the movie. She's really great. She's very chirpy, very excited, very bubbly to be in this universe, and you can tell that she's very excited by all of this. But her role in the film, along with Finn, for the longest time, they're not very interesting in terms of everything else that's going on, and it's about 20 to 30 minutes spread out throughout the film. That said, later on, as the story develops, it gets better and better, but the first few minutes you're with this entire thing, there's like 10-15 minutes of it which were just not as good as I wanted them to be, or not as interesting as I wanted them to be. That said, when you start to get to certain sequences later that involve Finn, for example, the scene in the trailer which is teased between Finn fighting Phasma, when you finally get to stuff like that, it's all really, really great. I do have some minor nitpicks here and there, but they're not really going to factor into how I score this film, because I've given movies A+s before while I've had minor nitpicks with them. I don't usually cut off score unless it's a major thing which I can notice is not very good, and in this case I would say that those 10-15 minutes with Finn's storyline in the beginning of his storyline with Rose were not very great. Also, the place they were in a separate location because they had to do something and it's important to the plot. That part, it felt a lot like Earth. It actually felt like we were back in a place which could be similar for a lot of people. I don't want to say what place, but it felt like we were back on Earth for a bit. And the thing about Star Wars is that when I want to see different worlds, I want to see something which is completely different from what I've otherwise seen. And this one felt a bit too familiar, which kind of took me out of it a little bit. Aside from all of that, The Last Jedi, in my opinion, works extremely well. Rian Johnson's done some incredible stuff here. This is a very risky movie with a pair of huge balls. I know that sounds a little crass, but there's no other way to say it. This is a really, really serious film which does some amazingly unique things for the Star Wars saga. I can't wait to talk to you about it more in full length once I do the spoiler review, which is going to be up like tomorrow. I'm going to give Star Wars The Last Jedi a 9.5 out of 10. Guys, thank you so much as always for watching. Have you guys seen The Last Jedi? What did you think about it? Was it worth all the hype, or did you guys not like the film? If you liked it, or whatever your thoughts on it, please let me know in the comments down below. You guys are the best, and as always, please do subscribe, and may the Force be with you.